What's something you wish you started doing earlier in life? Taking my health more seriously. Specifically quitting smoking and making it stick. I'm now 5 years nicotine free. But that's after 33 years of smoking. At least you were able to. That shut is hard. So great job. Best choice I ever made. For sure. Definitely one of the best choices I ever made too. This thread has so much regret in it. And I sure can relate to a lot of it. But goddamn, am I grateful I quit smoking. Life is so much better. Smokers think it's better with cigarettes. I know because I was one of them, but they are dead wrong. Sometimes literally dead wrong. Being myself more. I remember I constantly changing my personality based on the friends I was hanging out with, which made me very unhappy. But now that I started being myself around people that actually like me has made much more accepting of myself. Adapt to survive. It works with some people, but not with others. At the end of it you're so damn exhausted trying to constantly switch between personalities. You just say duck it and live alone as a hermit. Glad you found people who appreciate you. Shut. I was not ready for this epiphany. Couldn't pick out my true personality until I went full hermit mode after 50 and noticed which voice I use to talk to myself when I'm alone. Brushing my teeth. No one made me when I was too little to care, and by the time I wanted to do it for me the damage was done. But not too hard. I always brushed hard as heck because that's what I was taught and that's what I thought I was supposed to do to get clean. I'm 23 now and my gums aren't real bad, but there's some irreversible receding already. Now I brush holding the very end of the handle between my index and thumb tip, so there's no way I can brush too hard. Also 23 yo, and I brush kinda hard and long. Just my mind think it isn't clean enough. Loving myself. I should have been more selfish. I gave too much of my energy to unworthy people. I should have loved myself more. It's a hard balance to work out. I always fear how people are going to judge me for all of my actions. So I'm still working on that. Not worrying about having lots of friends. In my younger years I tried to be friends with too many people at once and didn't have any solid friendships. Having a few really close friends is far better than many wishy-washy friends. I lost a lot of friends when I got sober. Only occasionally miss that crazy shit. Thought I was the only one. I've only got one friend left from my addict days. She never became addicted to anything and respects that I did and that I don't want that shit around me anymore. I tried to keep friendships with many of those people, but everyone else tried to invite me to drug parties or just casually pulled out some of my preferred substances while we were chilling together. Offered me some. I guess they thought it was polite and made me lose all respect for them. I'm happy to be sober, but it sucks that I have only one friend who knows me from before I was 22 and I got my act together. Same thing happened to me. It's as if everyone only liked the whacked out wild version of me. Almost instantly after I got sober almost every friend cut me out of their lives. I've only got one friend left from those days, but I haven't spoken to her in a couple of years. It's strange and lonely, and I'm happy to be sober, but I miss having people want me around. It sucks. I lost friends to being on drugs. Then I lost other friends to getting clean from drugs. I liked drugs because they made me more sociable, autistic and struggle to come out of my shell to make friends. And now I'm worried about trying to reconnect with my pre-drugs friends because it's been so long. I'm sure we're so different and have nothing in common anymore. Not to mention how shy I'm about approaching them to say hey, I messed up, but I'm not that person anymore. Could we try to have a friendship again? I mean, do I say that? What do I say? I guess I've grown fairly content with my own company. Being honest with the people around me and not lying to myself about who I am. This one resonates. I'm trying to figure out how to do this more because it seems like so many of my problems are caused by a fear of saying what I want or don't want in a situation. It's like a fear of confrontation or a fear of rejection. But here's the thing, no matter what you say or do, someone is going to be a hater. So say what you want/need now. As Drive Seuss said, those that mind don't matter and those that matter don't mind. I hope I got that quote right. It's extra hard when the haters are your parents. Lol, I'm currently working so hard to be myself despite my Jehovah's Witness dad. I used to be scared he would shun me, but now I don't think he will, and if he does, that quote will come in handy. I hope it all works out for you. Telling MFS no. It's funny. Someone else replied with saying yes more often. Maybe the commonality is expressing yourself without worrying about what others think. Ding 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 ding. Hectitio Salamanca. Working out what I wanted to do with my life. I'm 40 and have no idea. 48 and I'm starting to think that I want to be an astronaut. Or a cowboy. A space cowboy. The official term is Morris. Getting up early and just doing what needs to be done in a day instead of putting it off forever. Update. I've been how I do this, or how I got started. Honestly, I got started by getting up early for work. Slowly it became my new norm to get up at 7 AM on my days off. The getting things done part was trickier. I guess I started by doing small things like cleaning or doing errands right away. Like if I was washing clothes, I wouldn't let them sit in the dryer. I would take them out right away and hang them up. Eventually it just became a routine and part of my life. I'm not good at getting up early, but I'm good at doing things straight away now, which is a good way to feel calmer and more together. Get up, make bed immediately, come in from work, put shoes, bag, jacket away immediately, cook, clean as you go. House is always nice to wake up and come home to. Can have guests short notice. Know where everything is. Nice. Cooking and cleaning as you go is pretty much the only way to do any semi-ambitious cooking project. If you just let dirty stuff accumulate, not only do you quickly run out of tools, mixing bowls, etc., but you also run out of available workspace. I guess this can be avoided if you own a buttered kitchen with lots of counter space and lots of kitchen supplies. But most of us don't. So if you want to cook, like really cook, you have to start cleaning right away too. I don't count cooking without cleaning as actual cooking. It's just as important as the food to use your kitchen tools effectively and not leave a mess behind you. Plus, nobody ever feels like cleaning a kitchen with a full belly watching Netflix. Reading. It's like being able to steal years of people's life experiences in just a few days without having to go through any of the bullshit. Learn about finances. Any directions/tips as to where to start? YouTube. Look up topics such as investing, personal finance, economics. I find YouTube to be an easy way to learn things. Just gotta be able to filter out the bullshit. Also, Khan Academy has some great lessons on finance. What branch of finance are you particularly interested in? I could recommend some sources. In honesty, I did not know that there were branches to finance. That's how clueless I am. On the bright side, I have a month or so before school starts, so I guess this is the perfect time to learn about finance. Thanks for your help. I read a book called The Intelligent Investor when I started only recently. Warren Buffett calls it his Bible. Honestly, it's crusty, old school thinking, and kind of boring, so it should not be the only thing you do, but it's a good place to start. It talks a lot about the emotional side of investing, which I thought was a valuable lesson and not really what I expected. It will also explain just enough about all the major parts of personal financial health that you can kind of have a gist of all the options you have and perhaps which ones you like more or less as a proposition. At minimum, you'll know a lot of the key branches and some common mistakes people make. From there, Google is your friend. Wearing sunscreen every time I go out. This should be higher up. I took quarantine as a chance to take my skincare seriously for the first time in my life. 30s with adult and lifelong acne and scars. I started wearing sunscreen every day, even though I'm mostly inside and damn. It's made a huge improvement. I honestly had no idea how much the little bits of sunlight I was getting during the day was affecting how I looked at it. Sorry, since a few people asked, my skin is much more even and less dry. A lot of my hyperpigmentation has faded. It just looks healthier overall. The daily sun on my face and summer weather probably hid some of my skin problems from having a tan and drying out my acne, but was making my skin blotchier and more damaged. Now it's healed a lot and I can use products that make my skin more sensitive to the sun and give me a more natural glow. But I do take walks outside and just diligent about sunscreen and take a high dose vitamin D. What has improved? I can't come up with anything that would improve with going from minimal sun to minimal sun plus suntan lotion. I'm interested to hear as well. Likely it's moisturizing. Exercising. Cold avoided so much joint and back pain, asthma and self-confidence issues if I started years earlier. It's amazing how much basic stretching and yoga have significantly reduced my back issues. Do you have videos of the exercises? If you're looking for yoga, just search yoga with Adrene on YouTube and pick literally any video of hers. She's an amazing teacher and her videos are super accessible for beginners. I love her videos. She's very instructional, and her descriptors on how to position your body for the poses always make so much sense compared to other instructors I've tried. Taking care of my teeth. I didn't take my dental health seriously when I was young and now I need a decent amount of work done that will likely cost me a lot of money. Same. Hate my teeth now. Ditto. Hence my username. Well, if you work hard you can be just ugly, and if you eat well and exercise you just might work your way up to butterface. Workout. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. It's never too late to start working out. I've been working out 3 times a week since February 2017 and am in the best shape of my life now. At age 45. 25-year-old me couldn't do a third of what I do now. I can confirm this. My daughter planted a redwood tree seed. It's like 6 inches tall now. Lol. You don't plant a tree for your generation, but for the next. A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they shall never sit. Yoga made me a much fitter, more confident, and happy person. I started last October on a recommendation from my physical therapist. I had some mystifying back problem that manifested itself in hip pain, like being shot in the hip. Between the sessions and exercises, I added yoga twice a week. If I were going to do anything differently, I'd have started yoga 30 years ago. I've been pain-free for 10 months. P.S. I see so many other confident and happy people in Clubut, and I'm happy for them. But for me, it's just a long exercise session in a 95-degree studio. While they are in triangle, I'm just a guy with his leg in the air. Hey, you're still keeping at it, and that's what counts. Something a lot of teachers like to say, and it's resonated with me as well, since the difference in flexibility and strength in the left and right side of my body is very visible, is that we don't have to all be in the same extent of the poses physically, and it's all good, as long as we feel the benefits for ourselves. Playing piano and guitar. YEP wish I started playing guitar earlier too. Accepting myself and not tying who I'm to other people's perceptions. It took me so long to accept my brain and my neurology, much less be proud of it, like I'm now. It really screwed up my self-esteem when I was little, and I didn't really get out of that until high school. I mean, high school is a pretty apt time to lose your insecurity. I wish I broke my insecurity in high school. Heck, I was still insecure in college. Only after when I started to just embrace what made me did I start to feel better about who I was. I really wonder what high school would have been like with higher emotional intelligence. Buying Apple stock in 2002 or Bitcoin in 2011. I discovered Bitcoin in I believe 2009/2010, whenever it was something like 50 cents a coin. I was underage at the time and needed my parents' approval for any larger purchases, anything over $100. So I asked if they'd let me invest a little bit in this new thing called cryptocurrency and got shot down because it was too risky. Being a teenager, I quickly forgot and moved on. That is, until 2017, when it had exploded, and I realized that for the investment I wanted to make I'd have somewhere around $25 million in Bitcoin. I have not let my parents forget this. Even if your parents agreed and let you buy the Bitcoins, The second your profits hit the thousands you would have likely cashed out. There are a lot of people who made good money from Bitcoin, but very few rags to 25 million stories. Exactly when they hit $2,000 for the first time, people cashed out. Exercising and proper eating habits. I'm 3 months away from 30 and almost 300 pounds. The time is now. My guy. Start it slow and build up. I found the idea of losing weight so daunting, but the small steps and slowly shifting my diet and lifestyle during COVID allowed me to start my weight loss, and the results keep me motivated. Maybe it will work for you too. Thinking. Sometimes you just have to stop for a while and think. You will be seeing a lot more. Or, depending on what kind of person you are, not thinking as much. That is me thinking. Makes me kinda depressed. I don't want to think about how already a quarter of my life has butted. It wasn't wasted. You were just leveling up in the basic areas that you need to get on in the world. Walking, talking, social skills, bit of maths, maybe a specialist subject if you went to university, how to function in a work environment, that kind of thing. Now you've got those skills maximumed out. You're probably not feeling so challenged and excited, but it doesn't mean that time was wasted. You need those things. Once you get through the grind of the first quarter, life opens up a bunch of really interesting things you can learn which just wouldn't have been possible without those foundation skills. I'm currently trying to learn how to adult with money, even though it has always kind of scared me, and how to be gentle with myself and other people. Taking my diet seriously. Not long before my 25th birthday I had high blood pressure, insulin resistance, from PCOS apparently, popping joints, fatigue, permanent discoloration from obesity, chub rub, sleep apnea. The past 3 months I've lost 15 out of the 150 I need to lose, so the road ahead is long. I just want to be hot and alive while I'm still in my 20s. LMAO. As I reached for my coffee mug my wrist joint popped. Saying yes more often. Once I started doing it, I began realizing how much fun / great stuff I had avoided because of prejudices or lack of goodwill. Have friends. Spend time with people. Social interactions. How do you start doing it? I can't connect with any person I meet. I didn't find friends. The friends found me. Still don't know why or how they did that, but they did. And now I'm way happier than before. So I guess generally having more social interactions can help. A lot of people found friends on Discord. My best friend ever became my friend during 2nd grade. She stared right into my eyes and said, in a very confident voice, "Let's sit together at lunch." Me being an awkward person said, "Okay." I didn't even know her name and never talked to her until that day. I miss her. One of my best friends on the planet is a dude who lived a block from me when we were in school and always biked past in the mornings. We would wave or say hi, and that was our thing for like a year. I didn't know his name until the next school year, and now we've been friends since I was 10 and he was 11. We're 22 and 23 now. I actually just went to his birthday last month. Saving money. Still so angry at teenage me for buying all that crap when I could have been building a nice pot up without even having to sacrifice too much disposable income, which was most of my income at that age. I'll give teenage you a break. We all were shutty with money as young people. Many of us still so. Maybe you needed to go through that in order to finally learn how. I know that I learned my most valuable money lessons from finally paying off my debt from 2 years of reckless spending. Thank you, kind stranger. I hadn't thought of it that way. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you want more videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. You are helping me a lot. Thanks again.